Are you ready to rebuild yourself? In this audiobook, discover the power of focusing on personal growth every day. Learn how small daily actions can transform your life, helping you unlock your true potential. It's time to take control of your future. Let's begin today. Introduction. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a rut, unable to move forward despite all your efforts? Have you found yourself running the same mental loops, facing the same challenges, or feeling like life is just passing you by? It's an all too common experience, but here's the truth. You have the power to rebuild yourself right now. Rebuilding yourself isn't just about picking up the pieces when things fall apart. It's about making a conscious decision to focus on yourself every day, to grow, evolve, and become a better version of who you are. It's about looking in the mirror and seeing potential, not just in the reflection, but in the choices you make. Each day you can choose to rise higher. This audiobook is your guide to help you focus on self-improvement every single day, small steps that lead to extraordinary results. Setting the tone. Why rebuilding yourself is important. Rebuilding yourself isn't just some motivational concept or trendy self-help idea. It's a fundamental truth that can transform your life. In a world where distractions are endless and the demands of others pull you in every direction, rebuilding yourself is your personal act of empowerment. When you decide to focus on yourself every day, you're investing in your future. You're saying, I matter. My growth matters. Think about it for a moment. Life can be overwhelming. From the constant pressures of work, family, and society, it's easy to forget about your own needs, let alone focus on personal growth. But what happens when you prioritize your growth? You begin to see results. You feel more aligned with your goals. You become more resilient in the face of challenges, and you start to live a life of purpose. This is what rebuilding yourself is all about, finding balance, strength, and clarity in a world that often seems to be pushing you in every direction. Introducing the key theme, focusing on self-improvement daily. The key to rebuilding yourself is simple. Focus on yourself every single day, not just when things go wrong or when you feel like you need to make a change. This isn't about sporadic bursts of motivation. It's about creating a sustainable, long-term commitment to your growth. Self-improvement isn't a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. Each day is an opportunity to take one small step toward becoming the best version of you. In this audiobook, you'll discover practical tools and strategies to help you make self-improvement a daily habit. From building self-discipline to creating balance in your life, from learning to bounce back stronger after setbacks, to understanding the power of your mindset, we'll explore how focusing on your personal growth every day can lead to extraordinary results. Invitation to take this journey of transformation. Now I'm inviting you to take this journey with me. This audiobook isn't just about passive listening. It's about engaging with the material, reflecting on the lessons, and taking action. You're not just here to hear motivational words. You're here to transform your life. Every chapter you listen to will give you something to practice, something to apply to your daily life. It's about creating tangible changes in your habits and mindset and committing to yourself. We'll walk together through this journey of transformation, and while it might be challenging at times, remember that you're not alone. The only person who can change your life is you. And by focusing on self-improvement each day, you are taking ownership of your future. The power of rebuilding, rising like the phoenix. Rebuilding yourself can be likened to the process of restoring a classic car or even a house that needs a little TLC. At first glance, it may seem like there's a lot of work to be done, but with the right tools, care, and attention, that car can run like new. That house can become a warm, welcoming home. The process takes time, effort, and commitment, but the rewards are beyond worth it. Just like a phoenix rising from the ashes, when you rebuild yourself, you emerge stronger, clearer, and more vibrant than before. The past is just that, the past. You have the power to transform and renew yourself every single day. With each step, you gain wisdom, strength, and purpose. This journey of rebuilding isn't a one-time project. It's a lifelong process of growth and evolution. Chapter 1. The Foundation. Acknowledge where you are. Picture this. You're standing at the base of a mountain. The path ahead is steep and uncertain, but the summit glimmers with possibility. You feel both excitement and fear, wondering if you have what it takes to reach the top. Here's the truth. Before you take that first step, you must fully acknowledge where you're standing now. Without understanding your starting point, the journey becomes aimless, and the summit remains elusive. Life is much like climbing that mountain. To rebuild yourself, you must first pause and take a long, honest look at where you are. This is not about judgment or regret. It's about clarity. Too often, we rush into solutions, bypassing the essential work of understanding our current state. But acknowledgement is the foundation of transformation. Without it, we're like architects trying to design a masterpiece on shaky ground. Step 1. Embrace radical self-awareness. Let's begin with a simple but profound truth. You cannot change what you do not see. Self-awareness is the cornerstone of rebuilding yourself. Yet, many of us shy away from truly looking inward because we fear what we might find. But here's the good news. Self-awareness is not about pointing fingers at yourself or dwelling on mistakes. It's about shining a light on the hidden corners of your life to understand what's working, what isn't, and what needs to change. Take a moment to reflect. What's happening in your life right now? What emotions are you carrying? Are you satisfied with where you are? Or do you feel stuck? Grab a notebook or open a blank page on your phone. Write down everything that comes to mind, uncensored. This exercise isn't about crafting a polished story. It's about putting your raw truth on paper. You might feel discomfort as you do this, but that's okay. It's a sign that you're stepping into growth. Think of this as taking inventory. Just as a store owner counts what's on the shelves before deciding what to restock, you're assessing your life before rebuilding it. Be honest, but gentle with yourself. Your past choices and current circumstances do not define your potential. They're simply the starting point for your transformation. Step 2. Practice acceptance without judgment. Acknowledging where you are is only half the battle. The next step is acceptance. This doesn't mean resigning yourself to your current state. It means choosing to face your reality without resistance or self-criticism. Acceptance is the bridge between awareness and change. Imagine looking at a map. To reach your destination, you must first pinpoint your location. If you deny where you're starting from, perhaps because you wish you were somewhere else, the map becomes useless. The same applies to life. When you accept your reality, you empower yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. Take a deep breath. Say to yourself, I am exactly where I need to be right now. Let that sink in. Acceptance isn't about liking or approving of everything in your life. It's about recognizing that this is your starting point, and that's okay. You're not stuck. You're simply beginning. To deepen this practice, try a moment of mindfulness. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. As you inhale, imagine filling your body with compassion. As you exhale, let go of judgment. Repeat this process until you feel a sense of calm. Remember, rebuilding yourself requires patience. Be kind to yourself along the way. Step 3. Identify what's holding you back. Now that you've embraced awareness and acceptance, it's time to uncover the obstacles in your path. These might be external circumstances, but often the biggest barriers are internal, limiting beliefs, fears, or habits that no longer serve you. Ask yourself, what's stopping me from moving forward? Perhaps it's a fear of failure, a need for perfection, or the weight of others' expectations. Write down these barriers. Don't filter or analyze them yet. Just get them out of your head and onto the page. Next, challenge these obstacles. Are they rooted in fact, or are they assumptions you've carried for years? For example, if you believe I'm not good enough, ask yourself, is this objectively true? What evidence supports this belief, and what evidence disproves it? Often, you'll find that your fears are stories you've been telling yourself, not unchangeable truths. This step is about shining a light on the shadows. By identifying what's holding you back, you take the first step toward breaking free. Step 4. Create space for possibility. Finally, let's talk about possibility. When you acknowledge and accept where you are, and when you confront the obstacles in your path, you create space for something new. It's like clearing a cluttered room. Once you remove what no longer serves you, you can see the potential for transformation. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal life, not in some distant future, but as if it were happening right now. What does it feel like? What does it look like? This vision isn't about specifics. It's about tapping into the energy of possibility. Let that feeling guide you as you move forward. Remember, rebuilding yourself is not about becoming someone else. It's about rediscovering the best version of you. And that journey starts here, with a foundation built on honesty, acceptance, and courage. Chapter 2. Vision. Define who you want to be. Let's pause for a moment and imagine your life as a canvas. Right now, it might feel messy or incomplete, with random splashes of color and sections left blank. But here's the magic. You hold the brush, and every stroke moving forward is entirely up to you. What would you paint if there were no limits? What kind of life would you create if you could shape it freely? Defining your vision is one of the most transformative steps in rebuilding yourself. It's not just about setting goals or making resolutions. It's about connecting deeply with who you want to become and aligning your actions with that vision. Many people drift through life without a clear sense of direction, caught up in the chaos of daily demands. But you're here because you're ready to change that. You're ready to step into your power and take control of your narrative. In this chapter, we'll craft a vision that inspires you, energizes you, and gives your life purpose. Let's paint a future you can't wait to step into. Step 1. Understand the power of vision. Why is having a vision so important? Imagine trying to drive to a destination without a map. You might wander aimlessly, take wrong turns, or end up somewhere you never intended to go. Your vision is that map. It shows you where you want to go and helps you navigate the challenges along the way. But a vision is more than a practical tool. It's also deeply emotional. It taps into your desires, dreams, and values. When you have a clear vision, you're not just moving toward a goal. You're aligning your life with what truly matters to you. This alignment brings a sense of fulfillment and meaning that no external achievement can replicate. Take a moment to reflect. What does success look like to you? Not according to society, your family, or your peers, but to you. What kind of person do you want to become? These questions might feel overwhelming at first, especially if you've never given yourself permission to dream big. But trust that the answers are within you. They've been waiting for this moment to surface. Step 2. Create your personal vision statement. Let's get practical. A personal vision statement is a short, powerful declaration of who you want to be and the life you want to create. It's your North Star, guiding you through life's twists and turns. Start by writing down your answers to these prompts. What kind of relationships do I want to nurture? What career or work brings me joy and fulfillment? How do I want to feel in my everyday life? Peaceful? Confident? Passionate? What legacy do I want to leave behind? Once you've brainstormed, look for patterns or recurring themes. These themes are clues to your true desires. Next, craft a statement that reflects these ideas. For example, I am committed to living a life of growth, love, and creativity. I prioritize my health and happiness, nurture meaningful relationships, and pursue work that aligns with my values. I strive to inspire others through my actions and leave the world better than I found it. Your vision statement doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to resonate with you. Feel free to revise it over time as you grow and evolve. Step 3. Break down your vision into tangible goals. A vision without action is just a dream. To bring your vision to life, you need to break it down into actionable goals. Start by identifying 1 or 2 areas of your life where you'd like to see change. Maybe you want to improve your health, deepen your relationships, or advance in your career. For each area, set a specific goal that aligns with your vision. For example, health. I will exercise for 30 minutes, 5 days a week, to feel strong and energized. Relationships. I will spend 1 evening a week having meaningful conversations with my partner or close friends. Career. I will complete a certification course within 6 months to enhance my skills. Notice how these goals are clear and actionable. They're not vague wishes like, I want to be healthier, or I want to do better at work. The more specific you are, the easier it is to take action and measure progress. Step 4. Align your daily actions with your vision. Your vision becomes real, not through grand gestures, but through the small, consistent actions you take every day. Think of these actions as tiny seeds. Over time, they grow into the life you've envisioned. Each morning, take a moment to reflect on your vision. Ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today to move closer to my goals? This might be as simple as drinking an extra glass of water, sending an encouraging message to a friend, or spending 10 minutes learning something new. Consistency is key. You don't need to transform your life overnight. You just need to show up for yourself every day. Over weeks and months, these small actions compound, creating momentum and lasting change. Step 5. Stay flexible and open to growth. Here's a truth about life. It rarely unfolds exactly as planned. Circumstances change, priorities shift, and sometimes the path you thought was right turns out to be a detour. This is not a failure. It's part of the process. Your vision should be a guide, not a rigid script. Stay open to revisiting and refining it as you grow. For example, if you realize that a career goal no longer aligns with your values, give yourself permission to pivot. If a new opportunity excites you, explore it, even if it wasn't part of your original plan. Flexibility allows you to adapt without losing sight of your core desires. Remember, rebuilding yourself is not about reaching a fixed destination. It's about evolving into the best version of you. Chapter 3. The Daily Focus. Small steps, big change. Imagine for a moment that you're planting a garden. You don't expect the seeds to sprout into fully grown plants overnight. Instead, you show up every day to water them, clear away the weeds, and let the sunlight do its magic. Day by day, those small, consistent efforts lead to something beautiful. Rebuilding yourself works the same way. It's not about grand gestures or sudden transformations. It's about the little things you do daily. These small steps, though they may feel insignificant in the moment, compound over time to create extraordinary change. Many people get stuck waiting for the right time to make a big move or overhaul their lives. But the truth is, the right time is now, and the right move is often the simplest one. Your daily focus is where the magic happens. It's where intention meets action and where your vision begins to take shape. Step 1. Understand the value of daily habits. Your habits are the foundation of your life. They shape who you are and who you're becoming. Think about it. Your current circumstances are the result of the habits you've built over time, whether they're conscious or unconscious. If you want to change your life, you must first change your habits. The beauty of habits lies in their power to automate positive behaviors. When something becomes a habit, it no longer requires willpower or motivation. It becomes part of your routine, like brushing your teeth or making your morning coffee. This is why small habits are so transformative. They allow you to grow without overwhelming yourself. Consider your current habits. Are they supporting the vision you've crafted for your life? If not, it's time to make a change. But remember, you don't need to overhaul everything at once. Start small. Focus on one habit at a time and build from there. Step 2. Start with keystone habits. Not all habits are created equal. Some have a ripple effect, influencing other areas of your life. These are called keystone habits, and they're a great place to start when building your daily focus. For example, regular exercise is a keystone habit. When you exercise, you're more likely to eat healthier, sleep better, and feel more energized. Another example is mindfulness. When you start your day with meditation or journaling, you're more likely to approach the rest of your day with clarity and intention. Identify one keystone habit that aligns with your vision. Maybe it's going for a morning walk, setting aside time for gratitude, or dedicating 15 minutes to personal growth. Start small and commit to it consistently. The positive changes will ripple out, making it easier to adopt other healthy habits along the way. Step 3. Focus on one day at a time. It's easy to feel overwhelmed when you think about all the changes you want to make. But here's the secret. You don't need to have everything figured out. You just need to focus on today. Adopting a one day at a time mindset allows you to break the journey into manageable pieces. Instead of worrying about the big picture, ask yourself, what can I do today to move one step closer to my vision? This could be as simple as drinking more water, reaching out to a friend, or spending 10 minutes learning a new skill. By focusing on today, you free yourself from the pressure of perfection. You don't need to have a flawless week, month, or year. You just need to show up for yourself in this moment. Over time, those moments add up, creating momentum that propels you forward. Step 4. Track your progress. One of the most rewarding parts of building new habits is seeing how far you've come. Tracking your progress not only keeps you accountable, but also provides motivation to keep going. Create a simple system to track your daily actions. This could be a habit tracker, a journal, or even a note on your phone. Each time you complete a habit, check it off or jot it down. Over time, you'll see a visual representation of your consistency, which can be incredibly encouraging. But remember, the goal is progress, not perfection. If you miss a day, don't let it derail you. Instead, focus on getting back on track. The act of starting again, of showing up even when it's hard, is what truly builds resilience and growth. Step 5. Celebrate small wins. We often think of celebrations as something reserved for big achievements, but the truth is, the small wins deserve just as much recognition. Each time you follow through on a habit, you're reinforcing a positive behavior and moving closer to your vision. Take a moment to acknowledge your efforts. This doesn't have to be elaborate. Maybe it's a mental good job or a quick note of gratitude for yourself. These small celebrations create a positive feedback loop, making it more likely that you'll stick with your habits. For example, if your goal is to read more, celebrate finishing a chapter. If you've committed to healthier eating, savor the feeling of accomplishment after a nutritious meal. These moments of acknowledgement build confidence and reinforce your commitment to growth. Step 6. Anticipate challenges and stay flexible. No journey is without obstacles. There will be days when life feels chaotic, when motivation wanes, or when old habits creep back in. This is normal. What matters is how you respond. Anticipate potential challenges and have a plan for overcoming them. For example, if you know your mornings are often rushed, prepare the night before to make your habits easier to stick with. If you miss a day, remind yourself that one slip-up doesn't erase your progress. What matters is consistency over time, not perfection. Flexibility is key. Your habits should serve your vision, not the other way around. If something isn't working, don't be afraid to adjust. The goal is to create a system that fits your life and helps you thrive. Chapter 4. Rewriting your mindset, breaking free from limitations. Imagine a bird in a cage. Even if the door's left open, it hesitates to fly, convinced it's still trapped. The cage isn't physical anymore. It's in the bird's mind. Now think about your own life. How often do you stay stuck, not because of actual barriers, but because of the stories you tell yourself? We all carry beliefs about who we are, what we're capable of, and what's possible for us. Some of these beliefs empower us. Others hold us back. The problem is that many of these limiting beliefs operate beneath the surface, shaping our decisions without us even realizing it. If you're going to rebuild yourself, you need to rewrite your mindset. This isn't about toxic positivity or pretending everything is perfect. It's about identifying the mental cages that keep you stuck and replacing them with truths that set you free. In this chapter, we'll explore how to break free from limiting beliefs and embrace a mindset of growth and possibility. Step 1. Identify your limiting beliefs. The first step to changing your mindset is awareness. You can't challenge a belief if you don't know it exists. So, let's bring those limiting beliefs into the light. For example, you might uncover thoughts like, "I'm not smart enough to get that promotion. I'll always struggle with relationships. I'm too old or too young to start something new." These beliefs often feel like facts, but they're not. They're simply interpretations of your experiences, shaped by past events, societal messages, or self-doubt. Once you've identified them, you can begin to question them. Step 2. Question the stories you tell yourself. Imagine a courtroom where every belief you hold has to be proven with evidence. Many of your limiting beliefs won't hold up under scrutiny. They're like unchallenged rumors that have been accepted as truth. Pick one limiting belief you've identified. Ask yourself, is this belief absolutely true? What evidence supports this belief? What evidence contradicts it? For example, if you believe, "I'm not smart enough," think about times when you've learned something new, solved a problem, or succeeded at a challenge. The very fact that you're listening to this audiobook shows your desire and capacity to grow. Once you've questioned a belief, reframe it. Instead of, "I'm not smart enough," try, "I may not know everything, but I'm capable of learning and growing." This small shift in language opens up a world of possibility. Step 3. Embrace a growth mindset. The concept of a growth mindset, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, is a game changer. At its core, a growth mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset which says, "This is just how I am." To cultivate a growth mindset, start by viewing challenges as opportunities. Instead of thinking, "I can't do this," ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a step on the path to success. Another key is to celebrate effort, not just outcomes. When you try something new, whether it's starting a habit or pursuing a goal, acknowledge the courage it took to take that first step. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Step 4. Rewire your inner dialogue. We all have an inner voice, a running commentary that shapes how we see ourselves and the world. For many of us, that voice can be critical, always pointing out our flaws or predicting failure. But here's the thing, you have the power to rewrite that dialogue. Start by becoming aware of your inner voice. Pay attention to the way you talk to yourself, especially when things go wrong. Would you speak to a friend that way? If not, it's time to change the script. Practice replacing negative self-talk with affirming, constructive language. For example, instead of, "I always mess up," try, "Mistakes are how I learn." Instead of, "I'll never be good at this," try, "Every expert was once a beginner." This shift won't happen overnight, but with practice, you'll start to notice a change in how you think and feel. Step 5. Surround yourself with positive influences. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your mindset. If you're surrounded by negativity, whether it's people, media, or even your own habits, it's harder to maintain a growth-oriented perspective. Take stock of the influences in your life. Are there people who uplift and inspire you? Seek out their company. Are there books, podcasts, or communities that align with your vision? Make them part of your daily routine. At the same time, set boundaries with negativity. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life entirely, but it might mean limiting time with those who drain your energy or constantly doubt your potential. Protecting your mindset is an act of self-care. Step 6. Visualize your success. Your mind is incredibly powerful. When you visualize your success, you're not just daydreaming. You're training your brain to believe in what's possible. Close your eyes and imagine your ideal future. Picture yourself achieving your goals, living your vision, and embodying the person you want to become. What does it feel like? What do you see, hear, and experience? This practice isn't just motivational. It's grounded in science. Studies have shown that visualization activates the same neural pathways as actual experiences, helping you build confidence and focus. Make this a daily habit and watch how it transforms your mindset. Chapter 5. Resilience. Bouncing back stronger. Life doesn't come with a map. Along the way, we all encounter storms, unexpected detours, painful losses, and moments that bring us to our knees. When faced with these challenges, some people crumble, while others rise stronger than before. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle that grows stronger each time it's tested. And here's the truth. Every challenge you've faced so far has prepared you for this moment. You're stronger than you realize, and you have the power to rebuild yourself no matter what life throws your way. In this chapter, we'll explore how to cultivate resilience, turning life's setbacks into stepping stones. This isn't about pretending that pain doesn't exist or brushing off difficulties with toxic positivity. It's about acknowledging the struggle while finding ways to move forward, wiser, and more empowered than before. Step 1. Reframe adversity as growth. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, it's natural to feel overwhelmed or defeated. But what if, instead of seeing adversity as something to endure, you viewed it as an opportunity for growth? This shift in perspective is one of the cornerstones of resilience. Every challenge, no matter how painful, holds lessons that can help you grow. Maybe it's teaching you patience, revealing your inner strength, or helping you discover what truly matters. Think about a past challenge you've overcome. At the time, it might have felt unbearable, but looking back, can you see how it shaped you? Did it make you stronger, more compassionate, or more resourceful? When you reframe adversity as a teacher, you transform it from something that holds you back into something that propels you forward. Step 2. Build your emotional toolkit. Resilience isn't about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. It's about learning to navigate your feelings in a healthy way. To do this, you need an emotional toolkit, a set of strategies to help you process, manage, and release your emotions. Start with self-compassion. When you're going through a tough time, it's easy to criticize yourself or feel weak. Instead, remind yourself that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Speak to yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend. Next, find healthy outlets for your emotions. This could be journaling, talking to a trusted friend, practicing mindfulness, or even engaging in creative activities like painting or playing music. The goal is not to suppress your feelings, but to create space for them to move through you. Finally, learn to recognize and challenge negative thought patterns. When you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never get through this," counter it with evidence of your resilience. "I've overcome challenges before, and I can do it again." Step 3. Strengthen your support. Network resilience doesn't mean going it alone. In fact, one of the most powerful sources of strength comes from connection. When you have a support network of people who uplift and encourage you, it becomes easier to face life's challenges. Take stock of your relationships. Who are the people you can turn to when you're struggling? These might be close friends, family members, mentors, or even support groups. If your network feels lacking, consider reaching out to new communities, whether it's through volunteering, joining a class, or connecting online. At the same time, be mindful of relationships that drain your energy or reinforce negative patterns. Building resilience often involves setting boundaries with people who bring more harm than help. Surround yourself with those who believe in you and remind you of your strength. Step 4. Focus on what you can control. When life feels chaotic, it's easy to get caught up in what's beyond your control. This only leads to frustration and helplessness. Resilience involves shifting your focus to what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and responses. Imagine holding a flashlight in a dark room. You can't illuminate the entire space, but you can choose where to direct the beam. Similarly, when faced with a challenge, ask yourself, "What's one thing I can do right now to improve this situation?" This might be as simple as taking a deep breath, reaching out for help, or breaking a problem into smaller, manageable steps. By focusing on what's within your power, you reclaim a sense of agency and momentum. Step 5. Cultivate gratitude amid difficulty. Gratitude might seem counterintuitive when you're going through a tough time, but it's one of the most powerful tools for resilience. When you focus on what's going right, even in the midst of struggle, it shifts your perspective and helps you find strength in the present moment. Start a simple gratitude practice. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't have to be big or life-changing. Sometimes, it's the small things that matter most. A kind word from a friend, a moment of laughter, or even the warmth of your morning coffee. Gratitude doesn't erase pain, but it helps you see that even in the darkest times, there's light to be found. It reminds you that life is a mix of struggles and blessings, and both are part of the journey. Step 6. Develop a resilient mindset. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back from setbacks. It's about moving forward with purpose. To do this, you need a mindset that embraces challenges as opportunities for growth. Adopt the mantra, "This is hard, but I can handle it." This simple affirmation acknowledges the difficulty of the moment while reinforcing your belief in your ability to overcome it. Visualize yourself on the other side of the challenge, stronger and wiser than before. What would that version of you say to the person you are now? Often, our future selves have a perspective that brings clarity and encouragement. Step 7. Take care of your physical well-being. Resilience isn't just mental, it's physical too. When you're facing challenges, your body bears the stress as much as your mind. That's why self-care is a crucial part of building resilience. Make time for restorative practices like exercise, proper nutrition, and quality sleep. These aren't luxuries. They're necessities that give you the energy and clarity to navigate difficult times. Even small actions, like a 10-minute walk or a healthy snack, can make a big difference in how you feel. Chapter 6. Building Self-Discipline, the Foundation of Consistent Growth. Introduction. Turning dreams into habits. Think about the last time you set a goal for yourself. Maybe it was to get in shape, learn a new skill, or save money. At first, you were excited and motivated, but as the days went by, that initial spark began to fade, and suddenly, staying consistent felt like a monumental challenge. This is where self-discipline comes in. Motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes like waves on the shore. Self-discipline, on the other hand, is the solid ground beneath your feet. It's the commitment to show up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. Building self-discipline isn't about being rigid or punishing yourself. It's about aligning your daily actions with your long-term vision. It's about creating habits and routines that make progress inevitable. In this chapter, we'll explore practical steps to cultivate self-discipline, so you can turn your dreams into reality. Step 1. Understand your why. Self-discipline starts with clarity. Why are you pursuing this goal? What does it mean to you? Without a strong why, it's easy to lose sight of your purpose when challenges arise. Take a moment to reflect on your goals. Why do they matter? Dig deep and uncover the emotional core behind them. For example, if your goal is to exercise regularly, your why might not just be about looking better. It might be about feeling stronger, living longer, or having more energy for your loved ones. Write down your why and keep it somewhere visible. When you're tempted to skip a workout, procrastinate, or give up, revisit it. Let it remind you of the bigger picture and reignite your determination. Step 2. Start small, build big. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to build self-discipline is taking on too much too soon. They set grand, ambitious goals and expect themselves to stick to them perfectly from day one. When they inevitably falter, they feel discouraged and give up. The key is to start small and build momentum over time. Think of self-discipline as a muscle. It gets stronger with consistent use. Begin with manageable steps that feel almost too easy to fail. For example, if your goal is to read more, start with just 5 minutes a day. Once that becomes a habit, gradually increase the time. By focusing on small, sustainable actions, you set yourself up for long-term success. Each small win reinforces your belief in your ability to stay disciplined, creating a positive feedback loop. Step 3. Create systems, not just goals. Goals are important, but they're not enough on their own. To build self-discipline, you need systems, structured routines and processes that make it easier to follow through. For example, if your goal is to eat healthier, don't rely on willpower alone. Create a system by meal prepping on Sundays, keeping healthy snacks on hand, and removing junk food from your pantry. If your goal is to write a book, set a specific time each day to write and eliminate distractions during that time. Systems take the guesswork out of your day and reduce the mental energy needed to stay on track. They make discipline feel less like a struggle and more like second nature. Step 4. Master the art of delayed gratification. In today's world, instant gratification is everywhere. We can order food, stream movies, and get answers to questions with just a few taps on a screen. While convenience is great, it can also make it harder to practice patience. For example, if you're saving money, remind yourself of the bigger reward. A vacation, a house, or financial security, each time you're tempted to splurge. If you're working on a fitness goal, focus on the energy and confidence you'll gain rather than the temporary discomfort of a workout. Over time, you'll learn to associate discipline with positive outcomes, making it easier to stay committed. Step 5. Anticipate and plan for obstacles. No matter how disciplined you are, life will throw obstacles in your path. The key is not to avoid challenges altogether, but to anticipate them and have a plan in place. Think about the most common hurdles that disrupt your progress. Maybe it's a busy schedule, lack of motivation, or unexpected events. How can you address these challenges proactively? For example, if you know mornings are hectic, prepare your gym bag the night before. or choose a workout you can do at home. If you struggle with procrastination, use techniques like the Pomodoro method to stay focused. Planning for obstacles helps you stay on track, even when things don't go perfectly. It reinforces the mindset that setbacks are part of the process, not a reason to quit. Step 6. Hold yourself accountable. Accountability is a powerful motivator. When you know someone else is counting on you, or even just aware of your progress, it's easier to stay disciplined. Find an accountability partner who shares your goals or is willing to support you. Check in regularly to share your progress, challenges, and wins. If you prefer solo accountability, consider tracking your progress in a journal, app, or calendar. Celebrating milestones, no matter how small, is another way to stay accountable. Each time you reach a goal, reward yourself in a way that aligns with your vision. These celebrations reinforce the connection between discipline and achievement, keeping you motivated to continue. Step 7. Practice self-compassion and resilience. Self-discipline doesn't mean being perfect. There will be days when you slip up, feel unmotivated, or fall short of your goals. In those moments, self-compassion is crucial. Instead of beating yourself up, acknowledge the difficulty of the moment and remind yourself that setbacks are normal. Use them as an opportunity to learn and adjust your approach. Remember, self-discipline is a journey, not a destination. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. By showing yourself grace and resilience, you build the strength to keep going, even when the road gets tough. Chapter 7. Creating balance and alignment. Thriving without burning out. We live in a world that glorifies busyness. We're told to chase every opportunity, excel in every area, and fill every moment with productivity. But in the pursuit of having it all, we often lose something vital: balance. Think about a juggler trying to keep too many balls in the air. At first, they might manage, but eventually, one slips. Then another. Before long, the whole act falls apart. Life works the same way. When we stretch ourselves too thin, chasing every goal and meeting every demand, we end up exhausted, unfulfilled, and disconnected from what truly matters. Balance isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about aligning your actions with your priorities. It's about creating a rhythm that allows you to grow, connect, and recharge without burning out. In this part, we'll explore how to create balance and alignment in your life so you can thrive in every sense of the word. Step 1. Define your priorities. Balance begins with clarity. If you don't know what matters most to you, it's easy to get swept up in distractions, obligations, and the expectations of others. Take a moment to reflect. What are your core priorities? These might include your health, family, career, personal growth, or passions. Be honest with yourself. What truly matters to you? And what are you pursuing out of a sense of obligations or comparison? Once you've identified your priorities, rank them. This might feel uncomfortable, but it's necessary. Life is full of trade-offs, and knowing your hierarchy of values helps you make intentional choices. Step 2. Say no to say yes. Every yes you say comes with an unspoken no. When you agree to take on a new project, commit to another event, or meet someone else's expectations, you're giving up time and energy that could be spent on your priorities. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful tools for creating balance. It's not about being selfish. It's about honoring your boundaries and protecting what matters most. Practice saying no gracefully. You might say, "I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm focusing on other commitments right now." Or, "That sounds great, but I need to prioritize my health, our family, your work at the moment." Each time you say no to something misaligned with your priorities, you're saying yes to the life you want to create. Step 3. Create boundaries around your time. Time is your most precious resource, and yet it's often treated as limitless. To create balance, you need to guard your time fiercely. Start by setting clear boundaries around work, relationships, and personal time. For example, if you're constantly answering emails after hours, establish a rule: no work communications after 7 p.m. If you're overcommitted socially, block off evenings or weekends for yourself. Boundaries aren't about shutting people out. They're about creating space for what truly matters. Communicate your boundaries kindly but firmly, and remember, you have the right to protect your time and energy. Step 4. Schedule time for rest and play. In our productivity-obsessed culture, rest and play are often seen as luxuries, but they're essential for your well-being and performance. Without them, burnout is inevitable. Make rest and play non-negotiable parts of your routine. Schedule downtime just as you would a work meeting or appointment. This might include taking a walk, reading a book, spending time with loved ones, or engaging in a hobby you love. Rest isn't laziness, it's renewal. Play isn't frivolous, it's creativity and connection. When you prioritize these activities, you're not taking time away from your goals. You're fueling yourself to pursue them more effectively. Step 5. Align your actions with your values. Balance isn't just about managing your time. It's about aligning your actions with your values. When your daily choices reflect what matters most to you, you feel a sense of purpose and harmony. Take a look at how you're spending your time and energy. Are your actions aligned with your priorities? If not, what changes can you make? For example, if family is a top priority, but work is consuming all your time, consider setting limits on overtime or finding ways to delegate. If health is a priority, but you're skipping meals and workouts, adjust your schedule to include self-care. Alignment isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Each small adjustment brings you closer to a balanced, intentional life. Step 6. Embrace flexibility. Balance isn't a static state, it's a dynamic process. Life is full of unexpected changes, and what works today might not work tomorrow. To maintain balance, you need to be flexible and adaptable. When life throws you a curveball, don't panic. Pause, reassess your priorities, and adjust your plan. Flexibility allows you to navigate challenges without losing sight of what matters most. Remember, balance doesn't mean equal. It means appropriate. Some seasons of life will require more focus on work, others on family or self-care. The key is to remain aligned with your values, even as circumstances shift. Step 7. Celebrate the journey. Creating balance and alignment isn't about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the journey. Each step you take toward a more balanced life is a victory worth celebrating. Acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. Celebrate the moments when you set a boundary, honor your priorities, or simply take time for yourself. These moments are evidence of your growth and commitment to a thriving life. As you cultivate balance, you'll notice a ripple effect in every area of your life. You'll feel more energized, connected, and fulfilled. You'll discover that true success isn't about doing it all. It's about doing what matters most. Chapter 8. The Power of Self-Reflection. The Key to Continuous Growth. If you've ever looked in a mirror, you know it shows you what's right in front of it. It doesn't tell you the truth about your thoughts, your emotions, or the deeper patterns that shape your life. This is where self-reflection becomes essential. It's your internal mirror, offering insights into who you are and how far you've come. Self-reflection is the process of looking inward to understand your thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and the patterns that influence your life. It's a powerful tool for personal growth, enabling you to make more intentional choices, learn from your experiences, and become more aligned with your true self. In this chapter, we'll explore how to harness the power of self-reflection to propel your growth, overcome obstacles, and continue your journey of rebuilding yourself. Self-reflection isn't just about thinking. It's about diving deep, learning, and evolving. Step 1. Make time for reflection. Self-reflection isn't something that happens automatically in the hustle and bustle of daily life. It requires intentional space and time. In our busy, fast-paced world, it's easy to overlook this vital practice, but without reflection, you risk drifting through life without fully understanding your own journey. Start by scheduling regular moments of reflection, whether it's a few minutes at the end of your day or a longer session at the end of each week. The key is consistency. Find a quiet place where you can be alone with your thoughts. It might be a cozy chair, a park bench, or even during a walk. Let go of distractions, silence your phone, and allow yourself to just be. This is your time to connect with yourself, your emotions, your progress, and your desires. Step 2. Ask yourself powerful questions. The right questions can lead you to profound insights. In the process of self-reflection, ask yourself questions that encourage deep thought and personal honesty. These questions help you get to the root of your experiences, challenges, and patterns, so you can learn from them and make better choices moving forward. Here are a few examples to get started. What did I learn today? What was my greatest challenge this week, and how did I respond to it? What am I avoiding and why? How do I feel about my progress toward my goals? Am I living in alignment with my values? By asking these questions regularly, you create the space to evaluate your thoughts and actions with honesty and curiosity. Avoid being judgmental during this process. There's no right or wrong answer. It's about understanding yourself better and identifying areas for growth. Step 3. Embrace both your strengths and weaknesses. Self-reflection is not just about identifying areas for improvement. It's also about acknowledging your strengths and celebrating your achievements. Too often, we get caught up in what's wrong or what needs to change, forgetting to honor what's going well. When you reflect on your strengths, give yourself credit for the progress you've made, even if it feels small. Perhaps you've developed greater patience, overcome a fear, or successfully managed a difficult situation. Recognize and appreciate these victories, no matter how subtle. At the same time, don't shy away from examining your weaknesses. Self-reflection invites you to be honest about your challenges, but remember, weaknesses are simply areas for growth. When you identify them, ask yourself, what can I do to improve in this area? What support do I need? Approaching both strengths and weaknesses with compassion allows you to grow from a place of acceptance rather than judgment. Step 4. Create actionable insights. Reflection isn't just about thinking. It's about translating your insights into action. After each reflection session, take time to identify 1 or 2 concrete steps you can take to improve, shift, or enhance a particular area of your life. For example, if you reflect and realize that you're procrastinating on an important project, ask yourself, what small step can I take today to move forward? It might be something as simple as writing down your next task or setting a timer for a 10-minute work session. Alternatively, if you reflect on your relationships and notice that you've been neglecting quality time with loved ones, create a plan to dedicate more time to them. Whether it's scheduling regular dinners, phone calls, or weekend outings, actionable insights bridge the gap between self-awareness and tangible progress. Each step you take based on reflection brings you closer to becoming the person you envision. Step 5. Track your growth over time. Self-reflection is most powerful when you track your growth. It's easy to forget how far you've come when you're focused on your current challenges. By keeping a journal or log of your reflections, you can look back and see patterns, progress, and areas of improvement over time. This doesn't have to be complicated. You could keep a daily or weekly journal where you record your thoughts, lessons learned, and goals. Reflecting on your past entries can give you a sense of how much you've evolved. When you track your growth, you remind yourself that change takes time. You may not see instant results, but over time, the cumulative effect of your efforts is undeniable. These small moments of self-reflection become the foundation of lasting transformation. Step 6. Let go of perfectionism. Self-reflection is about progress, not perfection. You might notice areas where you've fallen short, habits you've struggled to break, or goals you haven't achieved. This is all part of the process. Let go of any unrealistic expectations about having everything figured out. The goal of self-reflection isn't to achieve perfection, but to develop a deeper understanding of yourself and create opportunities for growth. Be kind to yourself when you reflect on what's not working. It's okay to acknowledge that you're not where you want to be yet. What matters is that you're showing up, reflecting, and making adjustments as you go. Step 7. Use reflection to reinforce your why. Just as we discussed in the section on self-discipline, your why is a powerful motivator. In times of self-reflection, revisit your core purpose, the reason behind your goals and actions. When you reconnect with your why, you reinforce your commitment to your path. Sometimes, you might get lost in the daily grind or distracted by external pressures. Reflection gives you a chance to realign with your deeper vision. Ask yourself, why is this goal important to me? How does it align with my values and long-term vision? By regularly reconnecting with your why, you make your purpose the anchor that keeps you steady, even when the storms of life arise. Chapter 9. The Power of Resilience. Bouncing back. Stronger Life has a way of testing us. Whether it's a setback in your career, a personal loss, or the inevitable challenges that come with pursuing big dreams, adversity is a part of the human experience. But here's the truth. You don't have to let adversity define you. The most powerful thing you can do when life gets tough is to build your resilience, the ability to bounce back stronger, wiser, and more determined than before. Resilience isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you develop over time, through the way you respond to life's inevitable challenges. It's not about avoiding hardship, because that's impossible. It's about how you handle it. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back. It's about growing through the difficulties and using them to shape your future. In this chapter, we'll explore how to develop the resilience needed to face life's challenges and how to emerge from those struggles with even more strength than you had before. Through the right mindset, strategies, and emotional tools, you'll learn how to not just survive, but thrive, even when things don't go as planned. Step 1. Embrace a growth mindset. Resilience begins with the right mindset. If you view challenges as roadblocks that stop you in your tracks, it will be hard to build resilience. But if you shift your perspective and see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow, you'll find strength in every adversity. This is where the concept of a growth mindset comes in. A growth mindset, coined by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that your abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, perseverance, and learning. It's the understanding that failure isn't permanent. It's a stepping stone to success. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this challenge make me better? This mindset helps you view adversity not as a punishment, but as a part of your growth process. The more you embrace a growth mindset, the more resilient you become. Instead of letting setbacks discourage you, you'll use them to fuel your progress and keep moving forward. Step 2. Cultivate emotional strength. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back physically. It's about developing emotional strength to withstand the weight of difficult emotions. When life knocks you down, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or defeated. But resilience isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about learning to feel them fully and move through them. Start by acknowledging your emotions instead of resisting them. When faced with hardship, allow yourself to feel disappointment, sadness, or anger. These emotions are natural responses to adversity, but they don't have to control you. When you recognize your emotions, you can process them in a healthy way, rather than letting them fester or dictate your actions. To build emotional strength, practice emotional regulation techniques like mindfulness, deep breathing, and journaling. These tools help you stay centered when emotions run high, allowing you to respond to challenges with clarity and composure. Step 3. Find purpose in the pain. One of the most powerful ways to build resilience is to find purpose in your pain. Pain and hardship can feel meaningless if you let them define you. But when you find a deeper meaning behind your struggles, you can transform your pain into purpose. Think about a difficult experience in your life. Maybe it's a failure, a personal loss, or a time when things just didn't work out the way you expected. Now, reflect on how that experience has shaped who you are today. What lessons did it teach you? How did it make you stronger? What have you learned about yourself that you wouldn't have discovered without that experience? Resilient people find meaning in their struggles. They understand that adversity, though painful, can help them discover new strengths, deeper empathy, and greater resilience. Instead of seeing hardship as something to avoid, they see it as a tool for growth. Step 4. Build a support system. Resilience is not about doing it all alone. In fact, one of the key components of resilience is having a strong support system. People you can turn to for guidance, comfort, and encouragement when times get tough. Surround yourself with people who lift you up, who believe in you when you struggle to believe in yourself, and who offer both emotional support and practical advice. A resilient person understands the value of connection and knows when to lean on others. This support system doesn't need to be large. It's about quality over quantity. It could be a close friend, a mentor, a family member, or even a support group. The key is to have people in your life who can help you process emotions, offer perspective, and remind you that you don't have to face your challenges alone. Step 5. Practice self-compassion. Resilience is deeply tied to self-compassion. When you face setbacks, it's easy to be hard on yourself. After all, you feel like you should be stronger, smarter, or more prepared. But self-criticism only weakens your resilience. Instead, practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and patience that you would offer a loved one going through a tough time. Recognize that being human means experiencing difficulties and making mistakes, and that's okay. When you make a mistake, instead of berating yourself, say, "This is hard, but I'm doing my best, and I'm learning from this." Self-compassion allows you to bounce back from failures with a sense of acceptance and self-respect. It gives you the emotional space to heal and continue moving forward. Step 6. Develop healthy coping mechanisms. When adversity strikes, it's easy to turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as overeating, substance use, or withdrawing from others. These short-term solutions might provide relief, but they don't help you build long-term resilience. To become more resilient, develop healthy coping strategies that help you manage stress, frustration, and disappointment. These might include regular exercise, meditation, creative activities, or spending time in nature. Healthy coping mechanisms help you process your emotions and reduce the impact of stress, giving you the energy and mental clarity you need to keep going. Over time, as you develop these habits, you'll find that you can handle life's challenges more effectively without resorting to negative or harmful patterns. Step 7. Stay focused on your long-term vision. One of the most important elements of resilience is keeping your eye on the bigger picture. When you face a setback, it's easy to get lost in the moment and feel like everything is falling apart. But resilient people remember that setbacks are temporary. When adversity strikes, remind yourself of your long-term goals and your deeper why. What are you working toward? Why is it important to you? By staying focused on your long-term vision, you're better able to navigate temporary setbacks without losing sight of the bigger picture. This focus provides the strength you need to keep pushing forward even when the road gets tough. Congratulations! You've made it to